Which brings me to one of the most notorious electron hounds on the table. Oxygen, symbol O. 8 protons, 8 electrons. It wants 8 electrons to complete its outer shell, but it has only 6. So it's always on the prowl for 2 more. And it's more determined than almost any other element on the table. To get a first-hand look at oxygen's lust for electrons, I've traveled to the Energetic Materials Research and Testing Center at New Mexico Tech, where the business of violent reactions is booming.
What he has here in the rear is 4 pounds of C4.
4 pounds?
It's a deadly serious business for researchers who study improvised explosive devices, IEDs.
By adding the 5/16 nuts, now we have something that's going to get propelled out of here at a few thousand feet per second.
They have a wide variety of explosives on hand. On a typical day, they might blow up a suicide vest, a few pipe bombs, and a briefcase bomb. Tim Collister's job is to train law enforcement and fire professionals how to deal with these dangerous weapons.
Man.
But today, I'm his only student. We're going to set off one of the most powerful off-the-shelf explosives there is. In the trunk of his car, 300 pounds of ANFO. Unassuming white pellets that contain enough oxygen, as well as nitrogen and hydrogen, to turn this car into a scrap heap. Basically, it's a fertilizer bomb.
This is not something I'm going to soon forget.
No, you're not.
3, 2, 1.
Hundreds of pounds of solid explosive transformed in a millionth of a second into an infernal ball of superheated gas, expanding at more than 10 times the speed of sound. A devastating chemical reaction, yet many times smaller than the most notorious ANFO bomb ever detonated. In 1995, over 4,000 pounds of ANFO loaded into a rented truck destroyed the federal building in Oklahoma City, killing and injuring hundreds of people. It's incredibly destructive stuff. How does it work?
I don't know about you, but I am not seeing much car over there.
That's because there's not much car left, David.
To find out, I turned to the lab's chief research chemist, Krista Hockensmith.
The tires are still there.
She's an expert in the chemistry of explosives.
Wow.
Whew, doesn't smell so good, does it?
No. You know, we thought maybe the engine would become a projectile to come hurtling out. The engine did not leave, but the entire car did. This whole front half of the car used to be parked over there.
With her help,
Look at this.
I'm going to conduct a forensic investigation of the blast site.
Cadillac.
But there's not much left.
What kind of evidence can you derive from this? I mean, the car is totally decimated.
No, we can do good work on finding out what caused this explosion with the magic swabs.
We know what was in the bomb,
Getting the hang of this now.
Yeah, you are. You're getting good.
but in an actual criminal investigation, this work is vital.
We're not picking up only filth. What we're picking up is what the bomb was made with.
You think there's gonna be traces even on this fragment?
Not if you stick your fingers on it, no. But otherwise, yes. What you're going to find is when we take these back to the lab that we'll be able to tell what elements were present in the bomb.
So much energy released so quickly. Did oxygen have a role?
Still runs.
So, David, what did you think of that car bomb?
Wicked cool.
Yes.
You have the luckiest job in the world.
You got the swab?
Here's your swab.
Okay.
Krista instructs me to dip the pad into purified water
Like that?
to dissolve any chemical traces recovered from the debris.
Covered with paper pulp.
No, covered
right.
with nasty.
There you are. You're like this. Shall I suck it up?
Please. That's plenty.
Okay.
Stick it right back into the ion chromatograph.
And you'll just feel a little pinch.
The iron chromatograph looks for positively or negatively charged molecules called ions in the residue,
That looks good.
fragments of the original chemical explosive.
Well, there appears to be a spike right here at
sure
number
does.
3. What use is this analysis? Can you tell the State Departments where the bomb came from, or
I can.
really? And have you? I mean, do they bring you?
I can't talk about that.
Oh, you can just say yes or no. You can wink.
No, I can.
Different elements show up as spikes in different locations on the graph. Krista tells me this spike indicates that oxygen is at work here, contained in molecules called nitrates. Nitrates consist of 3 oxygen atoms bound to a central nitrogen atom. To set off the bomb, an initial spark of heat breaks those bonds. Once set free, oxygen rushes away from the nitrogen to combine with the elements it prefers, carbon, hydrogen, and even other oxygen atoms, leaving the nitrogen to pair up with each other. Every time atoms form a new bond, the reaction releases energy, and that's what powers the explosion. But in fact, we see similar oxygen reactions every day, like ordinary fire. The heat of this flame is generated when carbon atoms in the wick bond with oxygen in the air. Or rust, a very slow reaction when iron and oxygen combine. Oxygen makes engines rev, rockets roar, and in exactly the same way, oxygen reacts with the food we eat, releasing energy like countless tiny fires burning in our cells, keeping us alive. All of these combustion reactions are essentially the same. The only difference is speed. So how do you speed up a fire to create an explosion? You regulate the amount of oxygen and how closely it's packed together with other elements. As a final demonstration, Krista wants to show me how chemists have learned to control the speed of combustion. She's arranged the use of a high-speed camera to record several different types of explosives. We take cover.
Bunker.
Bunker!
The first demonstration will be ordinary gunpowder.
So pure gunpowder as our first test here, right?
Yes, this is smokeless powder.
Whoa! Nicely done! It was quick, but it wasn't blisteringly quick.
The gunpowder contains its own oxygen, but it's in a mixture of powdered chemicals held far away from the carbon it needs to bond with. But when they finally find their partners, the new bonds they form release lots of energy. Gunpowder is a relatively slow explosive. That's why it's used in guns. It creates enough force to fire a projectile, but not enough to damage the barrel.
So you're saying there must be explosives that don't take
We're
that
going to
long?
get faster and faster.
Next is an emulsion gel explosive. Its main ingredient is ammonium nitrate, the same stuff that blew up the car. A lot more oxygen and a lot of nitrogen packed very closely together in a liquid.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, jeez. Man, I could feel that puppy through here.
This is a high explosive. It generates a shockwave that moves faster than the speed of sound. In this explosive, oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen are so close together, they lose no time finding new partners and making new bonds that release energy. The final demonstration is 1 pound of C4, a military-grade high explosive, which burns fast enough to cut steel.
Oh, jeez.
There was nothing to see. It was there and it was gone.
C4 assembles oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, and carbon in high concentration, close together all on a big molecule. So the speed of the reaction is blisteringly fast. And that gives me an idea. Maybe C4 can help me exorcise a personal demon. What can I say? I have issues.
Quite frankly, Chris, I've been looking forward to this one the most.
I am with you 100%.
Clown?
Let's do it to the clown.
Let's do it to the clown!
3, 2, 1.
Okay, Well, the world is -1 clown, and I am out of therapy.